How's it, everyone? Welcome to GoTarryn TV. This is Dr. T, PhD, the prodigy of sports psychology, here welcoming all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa, my favorite gentleman to interview here on GoTarryn TV, Anthony Segal of I Defend Krav Maga. Now, before Anthony rejoins us back here on GoTarryn TV, I'd like to ask everyone out there, if you'd please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. We're going to catch up and see how Mr. Segal is doing, how I Defend Krav Maga is trucking along, and how is it going down in Johannesburg, South Africa. I learned that phrase, how's it, from him. And so we're going to just do a check-in and just see how everything's going, talk a little bit of diet, exercise, nutrition, wellness, fitness, all of that topic, and also especially motivation, and he'll probably throw in some self-defense in there, I'm sure. Everything that he specializes in, and I love talking to this gentleman because you know why? That 30 minutes flies by so quickly. And again, that's why he's my favorite guest right here on GoTarryn TV. I'm so excited to bring him back here to you, again, all the way from South Africa. It's amazing what we do with this technology. So when we come back, we'll be having Mr. Anthony Segal of I Defend Krav Maga. And remember, with GoTarryn Health and Fitness, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. Back in a minute.
Yeah, all good. Your side.
Very good, thank you. And everything. It's been a.
Let me show you. I want to show you something. I don't know how you can do it. Reverse. See, that is just to show the American organization over there. That is what we call a healthy meal. Okay, not Big Macs and quarter pounders and all that. This is a healthy meal. Okay.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely that's the way to do it. I mean, that's a big part of it, right? I mean, we talk about that a lot, is the nutrition.
Yeah, absolutely. What did I say? The abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym, eh?
Yeah, that's true. I like that. Yeah. No, that's a good one. You're right. I mean, that's very, very true. So last time you and I chatted, I know you were feeling kind of under the weather. You were feeling a little bit sick there. It looks like you're doing a lot better. You're looking a lot better too today, Anthony.
Yeah, great. Like we on a better eating program for myself personally. Changed the regime of what I'm training at the gym and giving some time for myself.
Okay.
But yeah, just being able to make a balance, I suppose, and find that balance is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, just getting healthier. And I think when we last spoke, I think I had the vaccine, so like you had that like 2 or 3 days of like feeling a bit cuck after it, but other than that, it was strong and ready to go.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, the same here. Everything's good. Everything seems like we're bouncing back here. And I was talking to our mutual friend Natalie Joel and just letting her know that it's finally, it looks like things are, coming into a good time. And like, I guess where you're at, it's a little opposite of us because we're just about to be ending and finishing our summer, hot season and coming into cooler weather. But I guess you're just the opposite. You've probably had enough of the cool weather coming into the warmer weather.
Absolutely. Had enough of cold weather, had enough of Zoom meetings, and just ready to get back into like civilization of a bit of sun. And I think with that, I think we need it here now because I think people were worried about like the cold and they say that the virus in the cold. Mm-hmm. So obviously numbers climbed, but now that the heat is coming and it's a little bit more summery kind of getting there, I hope the numbers come down and people get back to training and getting their physical health back together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be good. You and I talked last time too about the facilities, are they starting to kind of open back up where you're at now? Are you seeing that there's more progress there?
So there's definitely a good half of facilities opening up, but I
Good.
still think that they still restricted to numbers. So like you've got to, like if you want to do a spinning class or a yoga class or whatever,
Hmm.
you have to put your name down to attend it, because I think they're maximizing it at like levels of 10 or 12 people per class.
Oh,
And I
okay.
want, so the space, you still have like arm reach away from each other
Hmm.
and all that. So the classes are still coming back together, but it's not a free for all that everyone can come in. You've got to still make a booking for that
Hmm. Well, yeah. How
Yeah.
about what about masks, Anthony? Are they still having to do that when they're
Yeah,
inside?
masks are compulsory in anywhere you go, from getting out of the car to go to the petrol station,
Mm.
to go into the shopping centers, to go into the gyms, to wherever a mask is compulsory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, wherever we are, we have to have a mask. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And again, I'm
Yeah.
so happy you're feeling better. You're back on the mend. How about with working out? Are you satisfied with your level of being able to, get your own exercise and your own workouts in as well?
Yeah, look, I'm getting a bit like stronger now, and
Good.
finding, as I said, finding to, teach as well as give my personal time
Mhm.
for myself. But it's just about I was having a meeting with another friend of mine who's also in the training sector,
Mhm.
and we were like talking about um like training, food, all of these and big variables to make the body change. And one of the things that I think that we lack the most is, besides the eating and not being on the correct program of eating,
Mhm.
is that sleep deprivation of like
Mm. Mhm.
too short, like from four hours, 5 hours of sleep or whatever, and you get
Mhm.
up and you rush. Where a lot of it, like we always say and we joke about it, we say like the abs are made in the kitchen, and we have to watch what you eat. The gym will do that side, but you got to watch what you eat. But I also think that a strong point of it is the sleep, that how much sleep you can get in, because if you can manage to get like 8 hours good sleep, then that's great. But not everyone is able to get 8 hours. I certainly don't, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
um Something that I need to work on. Like you have a long day and you just finished training, you come home and you still need to unwind, so you watch TV till 10 or
Mhm.
whatever, and then you have to wake up at 6 or 4 o'clock to go teach, and it's not enough hours
Mhm.
to. But sleep is a big part of it, as well as much as the eating.
Yeah, that's so true as well. How about in your case, Anthony? Are you more of a early riser? You like to be up in the morning? Or are you more of a late night owl in general?
So I go to bed late,
Mhm.
but my clientele, like each day separate, but like my Monday morning starts. I leave the house at 4:15 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so I've got to be at a client in a place called Hartbeespoort, which is about 45 minutes out of Joburg. So I've got to drive there still and get to my client. So I leave at 4:15 to get to my client
Okay.
and train there. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good.
So yeah,
That's really, really good.
like we always said when we were in, when you sleep when you're dead. You got the life to live. You got to live it. Just get up and make every minute count. So, but it's also how your body, and thank God I am blessed.
Mhm.
I believe that man upstairs has a divine path for me that I have to still find, I think. But with me having COVID, I was really on the spectrum of really not well.
Mhm.
And it could have gone either way, So, I'm very blessed, and I'm back to training, back to teaching, and about 98% back to my strength of my capabilities.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How about
Yeah.
the rest of the year, Anthony? What is, here we are nearing the end of the year. We're almost, to the holidays and everything. But what are some of your plans and objectives, kind of both personally and professionally, that you're going to be looking to achieve here as we near the end of the year?
So, there's been a big hype in the training of schools and CPOs because we had civil unrest here in South Africa at one stage, I'm sure, with the looting that you were aware of.
Right.
So to try and close, like, confirm contracts with security companies or the guarding industry of CPOs to protect that they get uplift their training so they can protect. Also a big hype in universities. Unfortunately, there was a murder of a couple that was, the boyfriend had a fight. He thought of his girlfriend was cheating and a whole big thing, and it landed up that he's checked the phone and she was, or whatever the case might be. And I think they got into an altercation, and the story goes as the next minute he doesn't know she was lying on the floor, but like she was dead. But the truth of the matter, if she had any ability whatsoever, if it was to protect herself or anything to do, she would have maybe been able to get out of that situation. So I'm working quite closely with some other organizations where we're trying to get also into the varsity sector, where the universities have to, by compulsory matter, have to do a workshop in a self-defense course.
That's so important, Anthony. Like here, actually, where I live, we had a couple incidences recently at this pretty well-known park in Atlanta, Georgia, and one incident, it was a woman and her dog actually just going for a walk really late at night, and both got stabbed to death. And then another case where a woman was taken and kidnapped and murdered, and this was very recent. So it's interesting you said that, because here I've noticed just on social media, for example, there's been a lot of women asking if anyone knows where there's self-defense being taught, or any recommendations for self-defense. So I would think
I'm always up for a group of ladies to buy an air ticket and fly me from South Africa to America to train you guys. I'll be very welcoming to that decision. But there are guys overseas in America that are very capable in training self-defense. For women and children and so forth. The very important thing is, when training, is to find the comfort that's comfortable with the trainer, and the trainer must be comfortable with you. When we all have stuff on our plate, if it's family, if it's personal, if it's work, whatever, my recommendation is, when you do decide to go and train, whatever your thoughts or your demons that you're playing within your head are left outside the dojo, and you're coming in and you're training for a purpose, and it mustn't be a game. It must be trained that you're training for your life. And whatever you do, yes, you can have fun with it, but the target at the end of the day is a self-preservation of yourself and of others. And you've got to look after yourself, and you've got to love yourself before you can love anyone else, and give security and peace of mind to anyone else before you have to take that into consideration for yourself. So it's very important that you have a connection with a trainer, because it mustn't be a chore. It mustn't be I hate training, I hate going. It must be a want. It must be something that you're feeling and you feeling empowered after a session and getting empowered by the tasks and the education that the instructor is teaching you.
Yeah, very well said, Anthony. I've always heard several people have told me that, especially for those with children, that two of the most valuable items that you can ever teach your children and pass on to your kids, one is how to swim, and the second is self-defense, and both being because of survival tactics, obviously. So I'm sure you're
Absolutely.
a big, yeah, I mean,
absolutely. But it must always, like it's all, and we find this a lot where, a group of friends are doing it. So, mom, I want to do it, and then they pitch her out, and it doesn't last. Or the mother says, I want my child to do it. It's all fine that you want your child to do it, but it's very important that your child must want to do it. Because if you're doing it for your child because you want your child to do it, it becomes like a physio or OT or, like speech or therapy or whatever, where I don't want to go to therapy. I don't want to go to, I don't want to, they want to or have the need to, I can't wait for my next class and want that. It mustn't be something that a parent wants for a child, but rather the child wants to do it for themselves.
Yeah, that's so true. You're right. I could relate to that. I sometimes, as a personal trainer, Anthony, I have clients who will just kind of tell me just flat out, they'll say, I'd rather be anywhere else than right here, right now with you. And I said, oh, it's okay. I appreciate the honesty. And
yeah. Oh, well, the feeling is mutual. Okay.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, I so agree with you. Like anything, like not only self-defense, but like if you're exercising or working out, if the mindset is, it's like, gosh, I hate being here. This is so boring. I don't like doing this. Then that's really not a good attitude to have. And you're right. I think you and me, we could probably relate. Like when I go exercise, I really look forward to it because and again, it's nothing to do with like how I look or anything like that, but it's really how I feel. It's just psychologically, like it's such a stress reliever. And on the flip side, I'll give you an example. Like for myself, if I don't exercise, I feel like really depressed. Oh yeah, that's the only reason why the main reason I should say why I do it now is for that reason alone. Yeah, and I'm sure when you were
no, absolutely, and it is a huge thing for.
Yeah. Well, it's like goes back to when people were isolated.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. It's okay. There was a delay, but no, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. And
when we, you talk about like addictions, there's alcohol, there's drugs. I can't really relate to it because thank God I haven't fallen down to those traps.
Right.
But when you look at yourself and you say, I have an addiction, every single person has an addiction in this world. You yourself have an addiction. I myself have an addiction. You yourself said, if I don't train, I feel lousy. I feel it's an addiction. Yeah. Look, if I miss one class, it's okay, but I need to do something for my body, for myself. It's an addiction that we need to feel good about ourselves, but it's a good addiction. And you've got to be able to relate bad addictions to good addictions, but too much of a good thing is also a bad thing.
Oh yeah. Very, very true.
Very important when all training, you've got to also have that time for a cheat day. So it can't be okay, because then you're just like prisoning yourself. Okay, well, I'm eating clean Monday to Friday. On the weekend, I'm going for pizzas, I'm going for burgers, I'm whatever, and I'm having family time, and whatever's on the bra, I'm going to eat, and whatever the case is. But you can't live like, okay, well, at 4 o'clock, I'm stopping carbs. At 3 o'clock, I'm doing that. You've got to also live.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're right. It becomes too much of a compulsion, and that definitely that can really be counterproductive. No question about it. How about Anthony, where you're at with, here in America, the upcoming holidays, that's a time when people really take off, and in terms of like doing away with their exercise, and they eat crazy because it's a good excuse. Like we've got holiday parties to get togethers and just gorging and just indulging on way too much food and drinking alcohol and such. But is that something that happens there as well? Do you see that
every time? And I don't think it needs to. I don't think there needs to be a holiday to have a drinking and eating fest. I think people just want one all the time.
Oh yeah.
But everything in moderation, so obviously the gyms go quiet, your training goes quiet at the end, near the end of the year. I'm going away, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's an old habit of like, okay, well, I've decided to start gym, and it's like Friday. Okay, well, let's go to a gym session now. No, you only start gym on Monday. Like you don't do anything at the end of the week or the middle of the week. No, wait till next week. I'll wait. I missed Monday. Okay, we'll start next month. Well, why can't we start tomorrow? Kind of thing. People are like, I need to start at the beginning of the week. I need have the beginning, like Wednesday nights. Let's start on Monday. It's the end of the week already. It's yeah. But a very it's interesting. And you know what? I think the old tale goes back to, you can take a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Where you've got to say, going back to the way you were talking about the personal trainer and the teacher and the student going, I'd rather be anywhere else but here. Number one, it feels like our hour that I'm teaching you is really, really dragged on because you're not motivated. So you're dropping my motivation to teach you. But if you are giving your motivation, I'm giving my motivation, and believe it, you'll know that hour, however long you take your session for, that 45 minutes, it will swing by so quickly because you've been busy. But if it's like everything is a mission, that 45 minutes feels like 2 hours because I'm not in it now. I've lost the motivation to teach you because you're not motivated. But if you come in motivated, I will be motivated to give you the 100% of myself.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. You're so right, is that they call it intrinsic motivation, and it really comes from within. And it's the whole cliche that you just said, that example about leading a horse to water and can't make him drink. I mean, you really can't change people. It really is up to people individually. That is so true.
Sure.
You're right. And that's what I find challenging sometimes with motivating. But it's like what you said a few minutes ago too. It's so true. You reminded me about when people say, I'll start at the beginning of the week because that way I can make up for the guilty weekend sins, so to speak. But already, Anthony, it's amazing. Like, we're not even at the end of August as we record this, and I've already had people tell me who they're kind of like the lapsed people who haven't been in the fitness center, so to speak, during COVID. And I said, hey, we're open. You could just, if you feel free, come in with your mask, and everyone's, vaccinated. And I've already heard these lapsed, we call it lapsed members in terms of like people who have lapsed over time. And they said, I'm definitely going to be there, Taryn, January 1st. Count me in. 2022, New Year's resolution is right around the corner. I'm going to do my January 1st, 2022, I'm going to be in that gym. And it's so amazing, Anthony. I'm sure it's the same there. Like at January 1st, you see all the fitness centers and everybody's just crowded and all the gyms are packed. But I can't believe I hear that. I mean, it's typical. I usually hear that in November, maybe December, but to hear that now, and like, as we record this August, that's just like, okay, so wait a minute, September, October, November, December, 4 months, not going to do anything.
You know what? I'm so far gone. You know what? Let me just run this year into the ground. And I'll start fresh in 2022, like a new start. COVID will be lifted a bit, so but the truth of the matter is, what is amazing? Like yesterday, and I saw it when I ran a class, we did like some funny exercises with running, then from leopard crawling on your stomach, lying on your back to bunny hops to whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's sad to see that, like, there were some 18-year-olds in the class that, like, just, with the vaping, the smoking, the drinking, the socializing, the eating badly, their level of fitness. Like, I'm 49 years old, and I'm like, I was running laps with these people, like, don't you take pride in yourself? It's beyond me. It's like, kind of like, how do you let yourself go to this level? Like, surely you should feel something about your body, like you can't get out of bed, you can't pick up something, you can't do, surely you're 18 years old, like I think I'm feeling better at like 49 than I was at 18, like, but I mean, but like some of the youngsters today, because of the alcohol, the vaping, the this, the that, they don't have that energy or fitness that is normally required at that age.
No,
I'm not saying all,
right.
I'm not saying majority.
You're so
I'm
right.
just saying the selected few have just joined the masses of fit into the crowd. They all vape, they all drink, so let's do that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the same
but
here.
Yeah. And then you've also got the competition between your specials on food, like an extra dollar, an extra upsize, where, like it's harder, and plus all the other extra activity that you cannot get your hands on.
No, yeah, no question. You're right about that too. We have the same issue here, Anthony. Like, we have the lazy, entitled young generation, and I just look at them and shake my head and just say, gosh, like, I think COVID definitely probably played a factor with making them more unmotivated, making them stay at home in quarantine. And then they're on their TV and their iPads and their laptops and computers, and just, that's where that kind of falls into a slippery slope.
Yeah, I think the strongest muscle in the teenage body is the thumb. Playing with video game.
Yeah, the iPhone, right? Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you're so right. You see them; they're all just like this, and like they're, even when they're driving in their car, they're like this, and I mean, it's just so amazing. I can't believe it, and it's really sad as far as the fast foods and such. You touched on it right at the beginning of this video interview about the difference between eating healthy and it's definitely sacrifice, isn't it? I mean, like, you're eating very healthy right now, showing us you could have easily gone out there and saved money and done the dollar menu, dollar value meal, but rather you take time out, you eat healthier, and you're doing it for your health pretty much.
Sure, absolutely. What we say, like, when you move a punch, that where the punch is generated from the ground to your knee, to your hip, and movement in the hip. I always say, like, the movements in the hip, and the hips don't lie. One piece of cheesecake, you'll know about it. Like, you'll have, one extra burger, one extra patty, you'll know about it. So it's all in your hips and movement. And I think also a big thing is also seeing and watching how a lot of people pick up things. I'm not saying pick up things in, like, I see something that someone's doing and I pick up that, but I'm saying in pick up things in, like, parcels, suitcases, how no one bends their knees. Everyone uses their back to try and pick something up.
That's why they get hurt.
Later ages is the problem of back problems and so forth, and they can't do it because they're not bending their knees to pick up, and they keep a straight leg and they try to pick up with their back, not with their legs. And it's a big problem here.
Yeah, certainly. Very good point, Anthony. I mean, just fundamentally, that's such a, you and I, we could see how basic that is, but the general population, they definitely can learn something like that, which is phenomenal. But, Anthony, it's just amazing. Every time we talk, this 30 minutes flies by so quickly. I could see that the Zoom timer is counting us down here. But before it cuts us off, let's quickly, please. I want to thank you so much, as always, for taking time out of your busy schedule to being here. But can you please go ahead and tell us any final things here as we finish up and conclude, and then let's plug your contact information as well, too, please.
All right. Well, as you know, it's Anthony from I Defend Krav Maga, and my message to all of you out there is be kind to yourself. Before being kind to others, look after yourself, look after your health. And therefore you can spread that before spreading negativity. Be more positive about yourself and life.
Very well said, Anthony. Great way to cap it off and put a punctuation at the end here. So Anthony, thank you again so much. We always enjoy these with you, and let's get you back here next month. And in the meantime, stay healthy. Yeah, and I'm so glad you're feeling better too, Anthony.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we'll have your contact info. Yes, excellent. Definitely. And stay safe. Very well said. I mean, with everything going on, we got to stay safe out there.
And be kind to yourself.
Well said.